Hello lovely people, Simone here. Nice that you are with me on my channel. Today we will do a ring pour. We have a little activity in the Dutch Pour and More group. I call it Dutch Pour and More group. And it seems a lot of people don't know how to do the ring pour. So I decided to make just a quick little video. My colors today, first and foremost, is a mix. Here's a mix of the Windsor Violet and the Unicorn Spit Violet Vulture. So you see it makes a mound and eventually sinks into itself. This is a number 3 on my consistency chart from a couple of videos back. This is a mix of Pebeo Iridescent Blue Green and Green Blue. It's gorgeous, shimmery beauty. Okay, then we have a Amsterdam Deep Gold. Same thing, mound on a mound on a mound, and sinks into itself, nice and creamy. Here we have a mixture of Grumbacher Turquoise and Artina Phthalo Blue, like a phthalo turquoise. I like the shade, it's really pretty. And then we have a mix out of Amsterdam Titanium White, so instead we go for creamy. That's about half and half Amsterdam Pearl White and Amsterdam Titan Buff Light. There you go, just so we have something nice and light for contrast. Okay, so this is a LP. All I've done is I've taped the hole, and you really rub that tape on so you make sure that it holds, and then I wipe the surface with alcohol. That's it. So this is a bit thinner than that. That's my Botanical Dutch Pour paints. That's a bit of 24K gold, and with this I'll just make a little puddle to pour the other paints into. Okay, that'll do. This is a very cheap little turntable from the China shop. For my blooms I use a much better turntable, but for that it's enough. So with the ring pour, once you pour it on, you can do two things. You can tilt it to fill the entire surface, or you can spin it out. I'm not sure which one it's going to be for me today. Okay, just make sure that it is thin enough. And very quickly, I'll go after the air bubbles. There you go. So I have a paper cup, just so you can make a good spout at it. And there we shall prepare our paints. Let's start with the violet. No. Let's start with a teeny weeny little bit of gold and then white. So what you put in first will come out last. So I like when the center is a little bit bright. So not much, I'm not going to pour it in, I'll just going to take the spoon and drizzle a little bit in, and that's enough already. You see, that's really just a little dollop. Okay, and then we'll put another little bit of white into it to brighten the center up. Not much, not even as much as the gold for me. So let me show you that quickly. So you see I just added a bit on the surface of the gold. All right, now here's the purple. I'll just let it run off of the sides. Oh, a beautiful iridescent green, blue, and blue green. Oops. Then also a bit of the gold again. That's enough. I love that color. That phthalo turquoise-ish color. So I'll add a little bit more of that. Okay. And then a little bit of our light mixture with the pearl white and tightened up light. And then we'll just go over it again one more time. Purple. Blue green iridescent. Color is so gorgeous I want to eat it with a spoon. A little bit of gold, not too much. Another layer of that yummy turquoisey color. And a little bit of the pearl white and tighten buff light. And let's finish it off with a little bit of purple. I hope that is enough color. Just to play it safe, let's add a little bit more of that iridescent yumminess. Okay, that's how the cup looks like. Just put that back into the center here so you can see it well. Can I turn it? No, a little bit forward. Yeah, that's perfect. Roughly in the middle. This is a silicone mat. It's a bit dirty at the moment, but if you have enough paint on it and it's nice and dry, you can just peel it off. All right, so I will just make myself a little spout here. And then I go rather low down onto the gold and move my cup in small circular motions. Ring pour or tree ring pour. And then I change my directions. It helps to distribute your colors evenly. Beautiful. Okay, and then I go the other way around again. And the other way. Now at the end you have to move slower. So, and then when you see that you have very little paints left, you'll know that when you see that your gold and white are coming up. You know that this is the chance to go for a really beautiful center. Okay, and I change my directions one last time. And I try to get my rings nice and circular. So last drips are coming up. As you see that my gold and white is kind of making an appearance. Now I have to go really slow and I have to try to catch the drip, so to keep it in a circular motion, my center and up. And of course I had to mess that up. That's a shame. Not a big deal though. I'll just go with a fine tip of my dotting tool. And I have a little paper cloth. And I just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So this way you barely see that you had a little tail hanging down by the time that is tilted out. So now I need a flow extender and I need to pop the air bubbles. I'll be right back because I forgot to bring my flow extender. So here I'm back. This is just table drips that I collect from the table. So let me find something to quickly stir that up. This may be a little bit thinner, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, that's a little bit thinner because it's from Dutch pours. That's just turned out a very light blue. It doesn't really matter because you're not going to see it. It's really so that the areas that are still dry, If you tilt it out now, it's just going to roll over itself and destroy your design. So you just take any odd paint and put it on the outside, preferably a little touch thinner than your original paints, and it'll just help the paint glide to the outside. So I just turn that around a little bit. I have a feeling it's not 100% level, or I poured more in that direction. We shall see, but nothing we cannot fix. So now just pour that on the outside. Okay. Now I take my spatula and I make sure I get that paint in contact with my original pour, so I then can pull it out and over the edge. So I'll do that first, and then I spread it around evenly, but that's very important that it always touches. And then you just can go and pull it out a little bit and make sure that everything is nice and moist and helps your pour to go to the edges. So that's enough. Wipe that quickly. Okay, now we want to pop the bubbles. Now the decision tilt spin cannot be withheld any longer. Even if I wanted to spin, we're still a bit uneven here. You know, this is the edges, so my color is more towards this direction. In that case, I'll just try to get it, I hope you can see that, to run off, and then I'll just move all of this in a circular motion to get it all a bit closer to the outside and get it all moving as one. So, and I see I still have a couple of air bubbles come up. So this time I'll just take the little torch and give that one last torch. You have to go as well. Okay. So now let's see, here and here. Still a teeny little bit. So again. All right, now very careful and gentle, I'll spin it a bit. So spinning helps you to make a smaller design in the center, and through the spinner it will just grow. This is an $8 spinner, so it doesn't do a really good job, but for that it's definitely good enough. Just give it a gentle little spin and stop it right away and see where it brought you. So this side and this side is over the edge already. That tells me that I need to move my bit just a teeny weeny little bit over there, and I'll spin it again. Okay, so now I'll just take the entire spinner, because the CD isn't the sturdiest of things. It helps to keep it flat and nice and easy. Okay, a little bit more, come over, a little bit more. I don't want to lose too much of my design yet, but I want to have all the edges covered. Hang on, this is very hard for you to see, isn't it? So just flatten out my mat. And I carefully find my CD, and I'll just clean that up a little bit for you so you can see what is CD and what is LP and what not is LP. There you go. So you see we have quite a bit to go here and a little bit more over there. Okay, so we're very close to the edge there, so let's bring it over the edge. Okay. So now we bring it back to the center. It's always good to bring your paint back to the center so you see where's the weight of your paint. It's roughly in the middle now. And now we push all the paint towards, we want that blue to go off of the sides. So in this direction, a little bit in that direction. So, and there. I think now the surface is completely covered. Let's see. Don't get stuck. All right, hang on. I think I'll need a little bit more on this side here. Still have a little bit of white on the edge. So now the weight of the paint, you see it is somewhere in the center and traveling into the direction where I'm tilting it. Okay, I want to be absolutely sure I only have my colors left on the surface of the CD before I spin anymore. Okay, so let's see. See, it's hard to see, so I'll just lift it up quickly and bring that, the little blue colors on the edges over the edge. I don't really want that light blue in there. Here and there. All right, now, I see a little goober in there. Out you go. So, bring that on a little bit. There you go. I will let it run down there a little bit longer more, as I had to touch it up there until that's gone. Okay, so now, just a second. Try to clean that all off so you guys can see that better. Oh, don't. Okay. Okay, so not bad, but I think I want that center to be opening up a little bit more. 1 second. First of all, I have to clean my hands off because I'm dripping and I don't want to drip over my design here. That would be good. I still kind of see here where I kind of messed it up with that little tail, so I might take a little bit more off and see if I can maybe eliminate it. Let's see. First of all, even, and now let's just spin it out a little bit and see what happens. Just play around with all of that a little bit. And stop it again. You don't have to spin very fast because then you have paint everywhere, and it's not necessary. You can just take your time with it. Okay, and I think now for me is the time I need to take it off of there. I put my hand in the center to support the weight and make sure it stays even. I want to see how much more paint we have. You can determine that. You see how fast that's moved. There's still quite a bit of paint over there. So I'll just try to take it down there a little bit. Yeah, it's not good if you leave too much paint on your surface, canvas or whatever it is, because it may crack if it's still too much paint on your surface. You can just play around with it until you like it. Okay, and one more time. I'm going to spin that one more time And I'm going to torch it one more time, and then we'll see what we have. But I like it. I like it. I have to put my gloves off. 1 second, otherwise I have paint smeared everywhere. No. My hands a little bit and spin that baby a bit more. Okay, that's enough. And one's the other direction. Okay. So I really like it. I'm not 100% happy with my center. I may take a very small little cup and re-go for my center. Let's see what's left in my cup. Well, there's a little bit left in my cup. Shall I risk it? No. Okay, one more time. Okay. Okay, one more torch, and I think then we're done here. Take the test on how much paint is still left. You can do it with a skewer. I'm fresh out of skewer, so I do it with my dotting tool, just with the skinniest of the tips. And let's say here, I just stick it in, and you see it's just a very tip, so that's perfect. And just to make sure it's also like that, more towards the center, I go into the purple and look at it. I don't even know if my camera picks it up. It's really just the tip, the very tip of my tool, which tells me that's perfect. Not too much paint left, which is very good. Okay, so second, come up, do that. Just so you can see it better. I would see it like this. Don't do that. Center. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. See you the next time. Bye. Oh, if you like my content, I would really appreciate it if you would follow me. Send me a comment. I'm always happy to read what you are up to. And until the next time, bye.